What's up, everyone? This is This What It Is? And I'm your host, Gunvid. Yeah. What up? So last episode, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do the top 20. Or I'm going to make a top 20 fucking MMA fighters list. And I'm like, I just didn't even feel like making the list because I'm like, I was thinking about it. I was like, the UFC is kind of like yeah, they've been around for a while, but I'm like, compared to boxing, it's kind of new. Because like in boxing, I could go back like so many years. So I'm like, I feel like I want to wait like maybe like 3 more years before I even make a top 20 list, you know? Because I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, who's going to be number one? Maybe John Jones? And I was like, I don't know. You know, I don't know if I want to put John Jones as number one because, like, he had that fight with Dominic Reyes. And, you know, personally, I think he lost that fight. Reyes, he did more damage. He controlled more of the fight. I think he landed more strikes and more significant strikes. So I'm like, John Jones's whole thing is that he's undefeated, and you know, like his whole record and perception of him is that he's just like this undefeatable guy, and he's never been beaten before, and he's like dominated every fighter that he fought. Pause. And then, like, you know, you think about it, and it's like, no, that's not the truth anymore. Dominic Reyes won against him. And even before that, Alexander Gustafsson arguably won against him. As far as that fight, I couldn't really score that fight. I was just, as a martial artist, just, like, appreciating the technique too much for me to even score that fight, you know? Because both of them did great that fight. But I'm like, yeah, and then all the shit that John Jones has done in the past year, not fighting Tom and then retiring, it's like, people don't want to call you the greatest of all time after that because it's like, you know, you're not giving the fans the fight that they wanted. And people gave John Jones an opportunity to become champion. And then for him to not do that for Aspinall and just retire like 2 years after his last fight or whatever, it really hurt his legacy, and the steroid stuff hurt his legacy. So like, personally, I think I'd put Khabib as number one because people want to argue that he lost one fight to some guy, but like, I watched that fight and he didn't fucking lose that fight. So yeah, Khabib was the only one that really like went undefeated in MMA, and like fucking, you know, he's like really as great as people say he is. And he retired undefeated, which is very rare for an MMA fighter. Even like unknown MMA fighters, or like MMA fighters that aren't in the UFC, it's hard to go undefeated. Like, I can't even name anyone else that had a career like that, fought as many times as Khabib and was known at like a high level, that was undefeated like him. So yeah, see, really, I want to wait like maybe like 2-3 years before even making a top 20 MMA fighter list, you know? And then I want to learn about different organizations, like, other than the UFC. Because it's like, who's the best Bellator fighter of all time? It's probably, like, Eddie Alvarez, right? But, like, I don't even know too much about his career over there. And, you know, actually, also, like, Fedor Emelianenko, you could probably say he's the best Bellator fighter. But I don't know, man. Let me light up this joint. So yeah, you know, it's just another day. Oh man. So, what do I say? I don't know, man. So, yeah, man, sports, you know. I got my Mets hat. Yo, so the Mets are, I don't know. I feel like the Mets are like fucking, I feel like they started off pretty great, right? They had like the best record in the MLB at some point, and then like kind of went on a losing streak, and then they started winning again, and then it's been like just kind of average, you know, winning games. You know, they win a couple games, they lose a couple. So yeah, I don't really know if they're gonna win this year. It's kind of looking like they're not gonna win because they're just too inconsistent. Like, they'll have a really great game and win by like 7-8 runs, and then they'll fucking lose like 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row, and have fucking people, and you know, go on hitting slumps or whatever. And then you know, so that's not how you win a championship. So yeah, I don't know, but maybe that's I don't know. Maybe that's just what happens sometimes. You know, you lose a couple games, but at some point they were the best team in the league. So they're showing that they have potential to win the whole thing, but they got to stay healthy too. Like, I saw Pete Alonso was injured. He was injured, and then he entered the game as a defensive replacement for Vientos, because Vientos is a third baseman, and they had him, you know, covering for Alonso at first, and then he made an error. So it was like, I don't know. This is bullshit, but Alonso's having a great year. I think Judge is probably doing a little bit better than him this year. If not, them two are like pretty even as far as how great they're doing this season. So yeah, I don't know. Would be cool for the Mets to win. And you know, right? Like, if they win this year and they don't change up their team, we might win fucking 2 in a row. You know? Because think about it. Other than the fucking Dodgers, right? Obviously, the Dodgers won last year. But if we could win against the Dodgers, like, I don't see any team from the AL that's gonna beat the Mets. Like the Mets won against the Yankees in the regular season this year, 2-1, and then we won last year 3-0, swept that series. So I don't know, it's looking like Mets could win it, but they're gonna have to, really fucking be more consistent, especially late in the season. But one thing I will say is they seem to have a good coach, He's always like pretty serious. And that's the kind of guy that you gotta have as a coach if you want to win. Like, he doesn't fuck around at all. You might see him smile if like someone hits a walk-off home run or something, but like other than that, he's like fucking. He's not fucking around. He's really trying to win, and the Mets fans, you can see they appreciate him. They appreciate him as a coach, and I think he makes the right calls. So yeah, Mets, let's go. So yeah, if you appreciated this episode, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. This is this what it is? And I'm your host, Gunvid.